everyone, so this is my next album. I'm sorry it took so long. It's just that I've actually caught up with all my other ones, so I'm doing them as I go on holiday now, so it just takes a little bit longer for me to get them done and uploaded. So this is when we went to Portugal in September this year, so September 2018. Me and my boyfriend, we went with my family to the Algarve just for a week. So this album is just like a 4x4 one that I had, and I wasn't intending on using it for the whole of Portugal. So when we go to like Lisbon or Porto or something like that. However, when I did the album, it got massive and I just didn't think it was gonna hold anything else. So I'm gonna say this is just gonna be for the Algarve, and I'll do another one if we go to Lisbon and other places in Portugal, just so that they don't get too full and too bulky and can actually close. So all I did was just put some nice paper on the front, and then I got 3 postcards that I picked up whilst in Portugal, and just put them on the front there just for something quite simple. This is an A4 sized one, which I like doing the bigger ones because I feel like I can get more on a page and the pages look better, I think, with more things on them. But this turned out much different than the other ones. This one's quite busy, almost messy, but I still like it. There's a lot of photos, and not as much memorabilia, just because we did do things, but there wasn't like ticket stubs and, you know, things like that. It was more beachy and more like going to visit little towns and things. So the first pages, so this side, as I said before I went, I intended it to be for the whole of Portugal. So I printed out a map. No, I didn't print it out, sorry, it was in a book. And I just outlined Portugal on there because obviously it's connected to Spain. And I just outlined it with some washi tape. This washi tape came from the range and it came from the Mermaid pack. I think it was a pack of 5, and I just used this one for it. So I used stencil letters for these and then I cut them out. But I've really annoyed myself because, as you can see, well, you might not have noticed, but I didn't notice, first of all, was I've missed out the U in Portugal here, and I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to leave it. It's really annoying, but what can you do? I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to start again, so I'm just going to leave it, and hopefully people won't notice. This just came from a present. My mum got some chocolates, and so I just took the packaging from the front and just put it there, just for something to go there, really, because this page here is all about our journey there, so I didn't want to put any of our ticket stubs and things there. So we flew from Gatwick, because we're originally from, well, I'm from up north now, so we travelled down, me and my boyfriend, we met my family there, we stayed overnight, and then we travelled in the morning. So just here I've got, like, I made like my own little pocket, just out of purple paper, and I just sellotaped it down so that it doesn't spring back up. And on these little stickers on the front, these came from a planner pack from the range, and then these big like brown stickers, these came from Poundland, and I just decided to use them to put them on there. These are all our boarding passes, one for each of us. I just made everyone keep them so I could put them in. And then these are all our ticket confirmations and documentations before we left, so I just left them in there just to look back on, really. And then this is just a postcard of the map of the Algarve. So we actually stayed in Albufeira, which is just there. So yeah, so that is the front page. I did obviously put a tab here to say the Algarve, because as I said, I was intending it to be for other destinations as well, but this is purely just for the Algarve now. So these pages here, sorry if it's a bit shiny, the photos are really shiny actually. These are just the photos of us leaving, so it's just the pictures of us, my family on the plane. This is funny, this is a coffee from Starbucks, and my surname's Fletcher, but that's how they spelt Fletcher, with F-L-A-C-A, Fletcher. But yeah, this is just a picture of us on the plane as well. I just put this in with like a little cotton tag. It's just all of us on the plane there. And then on the back of it, I got the boarding pass, the front part of it, like the first part of it before they rip it. and then the hotel key card bits and pieces that came when we stayed overnight at Gatwick. Oh, I can just stay there for a bit. And then this was our villa. So we actually hired a villa for the week rather than a hotel, just because there was 5 of us and we like a bit more private areas. So we thought it'd be nice. We stayed at the Villa Jacaranda, which was lovely. It was a 3-bedroom, which was nice. Everyone got their own bedroom, which was good. We had our own private pool. It had free Wi-Fi and everything, so it was really nice. It was really central as well. It wasn't one of those ones where you had to drive. We did have 2 cars, but we didn't have to drive everywhere. We could just walk into the town, which was really good. And then this is just some more pictures. That's just the barbecue and us lighting the barbecue. This is a little picture of a little, like, I think it's a stick. No, it's a praying mantis. I think it is. I think that's what it is. We just saw him in the middle of the road, and I thought he was cute, so I took a picture of him. All the paper in this came from a seashells pack from the range. I got it not necessarily for this album, but I thought it matched because obviously the Algarve is all about beaches, so I just thought it went. So this is just some pictures of us in the pool. I travelled with my blow up flamingo that I bought like a year in advance just for this trip, and it took ages to blow it up, and it was hard to put him back into the packet when we left, but it was really nice. We tended to go out in the morning and come back about 3 o'clock-ish, and we go out by the pool because it was so hot. So it was really lovely just to chill out by the pool. This washi tape also came from Paper Chase in a pack. I can't remember which pack it was from though. I'm trying to think. No, I really can't remember. But I always get my washi tapes from Paper Chase. They always do the best washi tapes. So we stayed in a place called Albufeira. We stayed in the New Town part of it. But this little map here, this is just a map of the coast of the Algarve. So it's got all along the coast. And we did we actually visit a lot of these places along here on our days out. And then in each town, they do these free maps, and they do come all the way out. They're massive. And they do one for each town. So as a freak of collectors, I wanted to collect all of them, but not everywhere we went had them, and if they did, I couldn't find them because they weren't in any like shops. They're literally just in like little stacks on the street, so it was hard to sort of find them. But yeah, so they were really helpful. They've got like restaurants and bars and also maps and things on them, so they were really helpful. So this is Albufeira Old Town. So this was like the more traditional. It wasn't really traditional, but it was more traditional than the New Town. The New Town is almost predominantly for like families, or even like stag do's, hen do's and things. So I just got some nice pictures. We went for a few wanders down to the old town because it was nice. It was close, and yeah, it was easy for us to go there. So these stickers, these came from the works. They're not the greatest of stickers, but they do stick down fairly well. But they only do like 2 of each letter, so you tend to run out of them really easily, and you end up with like all the odd letters left, like Z and things. But yeah, so this is just some photos of Albufeira, and some more photos of our little wander. This is a picture of a little doggy that was just hanging out the window. It was really cute. This is a restaurant that we went to based on TripAdvisor, the Wander Inn pub. It was really good. It was English food, but it was still really good food. We didn't necessarily go for the English food, we just went because it had good reviews. But we went twice, so it was really good. And there's some more pictures. These are like the street signs. Like if you turn down a street, that is how they decorate their the street names, which is really cool. And then they sell a lot of cork in the Algarve, so everything was made out of cork, like bags and purses and shoes and everything, so that was cool. And then the doors were also so pretty. Like they take like their tiles really seriously there. They like colourful patterns and things, which was cool. So there's just some more pictures. These are nice souvenirs. Mum actually bought a sardine, that is ceramic ornaments, which were nice. And then it's just all the streets had like colourful flags. It was really cool. I keep saying cool, sorry. And then one day me and my mum went down to the beach in the evening. Mum wanted some shells. We didn't find that many shells, but it was still nice to go down because it was sunset as well, so we got some nice photos and it was quieter. And then the next day, so our first full day, we actually went to the beaches, like proper beaches, not just the local beach. We actually drove to a specific beach, and we had a wander along it, which was really nice. Again, it was early morning. It was probably about 9 o'clock, so there wasn't that many people there. But they were like, this is what I pictured of the Algarve, so it was lovely. This sticker here, this came as part of a Jolie boutique sticker pack. I didn't necessarily want to use it for this, but I thought it was the beach pack seemed, the more I thought about it, it seemed ideal, so I started to use them a bit more. And then this is just, that's my sister and my mum walking along the beach. And then this is actually like a Snapchat thing from my sister. My dad, well, I actually found like an octopus attached like a fishing rod thing, like a string, I think, because people were using it as bait. But my dad picked it up and was walking along the beach with it, going to show my sister and my mum. So he was just walking along with his little pet octopus on a string, basically, and we thought it was hilarious. So I just put that in there. And then the photos that we got when we was walking along the coast were so nice, like the water and all the different rock formations. So after we went to the beach, we went to another town, coastal village called Lagos, which is this page here. This one's just a map of just the strip and the new town of Albufeira, so that's why I put that there. And I've just put a few business cards of places that we ate there. But Lagos was beautiful. Like, I'd say it's my favourite part of the Algarve and our favourite day. The pictures that you see here, these are like the famous pictures you get when you see like the brochures of the Algarve, because the water's so clear and blue and the rock formations are amazing. The views were just so cool. Again, we went pretty early, so there wasn't that many people there, but we just wandered along the rocks and got some nice photos. You can get little boat trips around, but we decided not to, just because we had some really nice views anyway from the top. And then these are just some more photos of them. These stairs go right down to the bottom where you can go to the boats. You could walk down the stairs just to go down there, but then you've got to walk all the way back up again. All there was just like a little port for the boats, so there wasn't that much there. And then this is just a map of Lagos, another one that I found. And this is just me and my family all together. It's nice to get a family photo. We don't, because obviously I don't live there anymore. It's nice to have the photos when we can of all of us. So this is Lagos Centre. It was really pretty. It was much more traditional than Albufeira, so it was nice to escape, you know, the touristy zones. Again, there were still a few touristy shops and things, but not as many as Albufeira. We had lunch here and just had a wander around, really. Mum had an ice cream. But the buildings, I love the buildings because they're always so colourful. Like, they're themed. Like, if one person's house is yellow, the next person's house, they think, oh yeah, we'll stick with yellow, and they just try and match each other, which was really cute. And then the next day we went to the market in Lulay. We heard good things about the market because it was big, but it was also traditional. So it had crafts, it had food, vegetables, fish, souvenirs, everything you possibly could want out of a market, it had there. So we drove there. This is just the town of Lulay. And then around the marketplace, this is the marketplace here, this is the big building, inside is the market. They had all these colourful flags, which was nice, and they just hung them up. This is just a city map that I got from a tourist information. I won't get it out because I can never get them back in. And then this is information about the market, but it's all in Portuguese, but I thought it was nice because it's just got like the maps and things on there. So I picked it up actually in the marketplace, that one. These pages are so thick because I've basically stuck on full pieces of paper on each side, so that's why the book is so big. I won't be doing that again. Again, these are just pictures of the flag, and this is just a separate little photo of like the entrance bit. It obviously has the Lulay market sign on it. There was actually like a churro truck outside the market that I got some churros from, and they were so good. This bit is the plant and herb bit, which was cool outside. And then this is a bit more of the market inside. So this is the fish section. They had everything, like fish that I'd never even heard of, and like octopus and all different types of, like, you know, just seafood in general. But obviously I don't really eat seafood, so I didn't really appreciate it. These are just little, because obviously sardines are a big thing in Portugal. These are little tins of sardines, which I thought were quite cool. And this is just the fruit and veg bit, and then just pictures of the market inside as well. And another famous thing of Portugal is the peri-peri sauce. So they had them all selling up there and up here, and then cheese and chorizo and wine and things. So it's just a bit more about what they sold. We liked it here because obviously these are like independent sellers. They're not like come from China or anything like that. So it was nice to support the locals. So this is just a map, big map of Lulay, and this is just a postcard, because all around you'll see these cockerels, and we never know what they're about, and there was actually a postcard about them. So that's, I just put it in there with some washi tape. And then this is just us walking around Lulay Centre. It was really nice. People like doing homemade pottery. That's like a little statue that you can sit next to. And then we went to the castle of Lulay because it overlooks like the whole town. We only paid a couple of euros to get in. This again is in Portuguese because I didn't have an English one. But it just has a bit more about the pots and the pottery and the artefacts that are there. And this is just the grounds of the castle. These are just some views that you get from the top of the castle, which were nice. And then there's just pictures of around the castle edges, me and Joe there. And then the next day, we basically split up. Me and Joe went out somewhere, and my mum, dad and my sister went on a boat trip. We went to Faro. We were going to go to Seville or Lisbon for the day, but when we looked at like parking and getting there and stuff, we were realising we were going to be losing like 3-4 hours of the day driving and parking and, you know, getting transportation and all that into the city centre. So we decided that we'd rather just go on holiday to these places rather than try and rush it. So we decided to go to Faro, which was lovely, because obviously this used to be the capital of the Algarve. No, sorry, this is the capital of the Algarve. It took over from Silves, and it was nice because it was more traditional, less tourism, so it was cool. We walked along the port, and there's some nice historical buildings. It's more architecture in Faro than there is on the Algarve, because the Algarve is purely for tourism, really. So it's a bit more of a town. We had lunch in a really cool little cafe, very traditional. We ordered things and we asked for not to have certain things and to have other things, and I don't think they understood what we meant. But we got on with what we had, and it was interesting food. These are pastel de natas. These are the best things. We do get them in England, but they're not as nice. And I'd never tried one before I went to Portugal, so I deliberately waited to try one in Portugal, and I loved them. And you can get them here, but as I said, they're not as nice as the ones you get there. And as part of our day to Faro, we actually went to the desert island. I didn't know this existed, and it wasn't expensive to go over, so we decided to do that for the day. These are just our tickets, and this is just a leaflet of what there is, basically. We paid for the ferry and the speedboat. We got the speedboat there and then the ferry back. Speedboat only took literally like 10 minutes, and it was really fast and it was really cool. But on the way back we got the ferry, And because we got pretty much one of the first ferries back, we were the only people on it. On this whole ferry here that fits up to like 100 people, we were the only people. We just sat on the back and just relaxed, which was really, it was really cool. I enjoyed that. So this is the desert island. So all it is really is like a wildlife centre. It doesn't have any houses or anything like that on it. It's got one little shack that I think someone lives in, and that's it. It has a restaurant for people that are visiting for the day, but other than that, you just go to the beach, really. But it had like a walk all the way around the island that we did, and the beaches were stunning. And they went on for absolutely miles, and we didn't see anyone for the first sort of 15 minutes walking along the beach, which was really nice. But you do actually get to this little archway. It's got all different random things on it, like shells and shoes, and people have just added to it along the way, which is nice. And it's just some more pictures of the beaches. We had to rush at the end because we didn't realise how like long the walk was around the island. So we was like trying to run along the beach, trying to make sure we got our ferry. And then one of our last days we went to Silves, which is the former capital of the Algarve, and this was more like medieval, which was really nice actually to see, because this is also what I pictured of Portugal, like medieval times and things. So this is just Joe outside one of the cathedrals. And this is like a nice map that I got from the tourist information. It goes all the way out. It's really cool. And there's like statues, and this is my mum just mucking around with one of the cardboard cutout things. And it was quite quirky, Silves. Like the tiles were much more fancy, almost a bit more quirky. And then each electricity box was painted in a different way. Like I like this one because it's the oranges, but they had ones that are covered in like sardines and, you know, the world maps and things like that, which I thought was really cool. You know, it's different. You don't normally see that. And also what was almost like a highlight of our trip was we got to see these storks. They'd built these massive nests on top of the chimneys, and they were just chilling. Like they were just happy up there, and we got some really good photos of them. This is one of like those penny things that you can get. Penny, I can't think what they're called. Where you crush a penny and they put like a little design on, and obviously I got a little cockerel. We also went into the the castle in Silves as well, which was nice. It was much more spacious, and again the views were lovely over the countryside. And then I was walking out, and we just had an orange juice, and this man came up to me and he started talking to me in Portuguese, and obviously I had no idea what he was saying, but he was offering me his figs, which was really cute, and I don't like figs, but I took one. And he was trying to ask me if I was French. I don't know why he thought I was French. But this is just me and him, and my mum came over and she was eating his figs, and my dad was laughing because he thought that I was trying to take his figs off him. I'm like, no, he was offering them to me. I don't even like figs. But these are just some nice pictures. So these are the orange trees inside, and then the castle walls as well. This here, I'm waiting for a photo, that's the reason why it's blank, is a picture of my boyfriend with the Portuguese flag, which I want to put there. But I'm waiting for him to send it to me, and we went a long time. And then in the afternoon, me, my sister and Joe went to the Festival of Sand. So basically each year they do a sand sculpture festival, which is really random. But they do it every year. It's called Sand City. And it's the world's biggest sand sculpture event. So we thought we'd go. And it was really cool actually. Like they had all different themes like music, you know, art and literature. They had like a chef. They had all the, like, you know, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones, all like Disney animations as well, like the penguins from Ice Age. Is it Ice Age? No, it's not Ice Age. Happy Feet. And then obviously Ice Age characters, Kung Fu Panda, Frozen, had all like the Minions and Star Wars. It was really cool. It was really random, but we enjoyed it. We only were there for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It was cool. And then on the last day we went to Algarve, which again is another little village, and the beaches here were just as nice as Lagos, and I really enjoyed there actually. It was a bit like Albufeira but much smaller, so it didn't feel so touristy. There's another one of those maps, and there's a picture of me and Joe on the beach. And then we've got some nice photos of us around the beach area. This is just a postcard of the Algarve. I like this beach because you could go through the rocks to get to another beach, and it was almost like a little obstacle course. It was really cool. You had to like sort of find your way around. It wasn't just one straight beach. You had to go, you know, you had to go through the water to get round rocks, and it was just really fun. Like, it wasn't your typical beaches. So these are like the caves that you could walk through. That's just my dad there. And then these were like, as I said, you had to walk through like these little caves to get through to the other side, to another little beach. And the more you walk through, the quieter it got. It was just really lovely. Like, I really liked Alvor's beaches. And then afterwards, we just went for some lunch in Alvor Centre. We walked along the port, saw the boats. And then in the evening, we actually booked tickets to go and see this bullfight. It's not an actual bullfight. It's just like a I can't think what the word is. But they create it again, basically. But to the point where they don't kill the bull, they don't harm the bull. But they had like loads of information about what they do. They never want to harm him, but they do obviously still use like little mini spears just to sort of reenact, that's what the word is, to reenact the actual performance. So this is just the bull ring itself, and then this is just me and Joe mucking around. But when it actually came to the bull fight as such, I really didn't like it. Like, I actually walked out 20 minutes into it because I didn't like it, because I just thought it was purely for tourism. This little bull, it wasn't up for it. Like, it didn't seem bothered by any of it. Like, it just wanted to leave basically, and I didn't like it, so I actually left. But my mum and dad and my sister stayed, but my boyfriend obviously came with me. I mean, I don't know if I was glad that I saw it or not. I don't think I am. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but that's just our ticket. I mean, if you're not, I'm a bit of an animal lover. Like, I get a bit sad about animals. If you've got a bit more of a, you know, you're a bit stronger than I am, you might enjoy it. I suppose it is part of history, and it does still go on, but I just prefer not to see that sort of thing. But I still put it in the scrapbook just because it was a memory, and it was something that happened on our holiday, so that's the reason why I've still put it in here. But that's it. So that is just our holiday to Portugal. As you can see, that is fully bent because it's so heavy, this book. As I said, I will probably go to Lisbon and places like that, but that will be a brand new scrapbook because I won't get anything else in this. But I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, there's a lot of photos and not that much memorabilia, just because we didn't really collect much, to be honest. But it was still a really nice holiday. We enjoyed just chilling out for a week rather than, you know, our holidays are normally jam-packed with things. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. And then my next one will be California, and that will be a big album because we went for 2 weeks and we did loads. But it might be a couple of weeks yet just because I haven't even started it. We just literally got back. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.